few weeks into it, and this is what we got. This is not for a lack of effort. I gotta be honest with you. This is coming out a lot better than I expected. Reasoning for that is craftsmanship. We've been fortunate to have the right people involved in this project to be able to get it done. It requires a lot more effort than I thought it would, but I'm happy with the outcome so far. Initially, what I was thinking about when doing this was this is an alternative to Slatwall. We're gonna title this an alternative to Slatwall because that's how you will find this. But the reality of it is, this is not an alternative to Slatwall. This is much more superior than Slatwall. This is more structurally, I'm gonna go on a limb and say this is more structurally safe than Slatwall. It's better for the environment, it's a much better product, but it's not Slatwall. This doesn't come in a full-size panel where you just put it up and install it. This requires real craftsmanship to do. So for that reason, I'm gonna express the fact that I love the look, I love the feel, and I think it's gonna work for us, but I also wanna give you the right expectations. This bit right here was actually ordered and fabricated by the same company that makes that insert. And that's kind of like the, I would say, the secret sauce to getting this right. You can't just mill out these boards, which we actually tried to do without this bit, and make this work without an actual bit that's designed to go with that aluminum insert. So you see this insert right here and how it's milled out that way? That's what that bit does. It actually carves out the exact measurement for that insert. And that's kind of the differentiator between getting this right and not getting it right. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you through the process. I'm gonna actually mill out one of these boards through this router. We're gonna route it out, and I'm gonna show you how it gets done. And then you're gonna go through the process of how it's getting installed on that wall, which we've got going on right now, all right? So first step of the process, make sure you got the right side of the board. Okay, there's two sides to every board. The good side and the bad side. Well, I like this side better, all right? Turn on the router. Board's gonna work. Once that gets routed out, it carves out the exact measurement for that insert that we have back there. That's the differentiator between getting this right and getting it wrong. Anything less than that, and those metal inserts don't sit in place. If they don't sit in place, you're not nailing it together, and you don't have this kind of outcome. Basically, on a miniature scale, the process of installing this is board, milled board, right, which we're hand milling because nobody has this insert, metal insert, right, to support the load that's going up on that wall. Once it's milled correctly, you'll see a groove that's cut in. That's exact measurement and specification for this insert. It clips into place, almost like a Lego block, right? This piece goes on top, and look at that clean edge. That's what we're successfully doing, all right? Now I wanna reiterate, this looks phenomenal. It's great. This is not really an alternative to Slatwall. I would say that this is another option. This is a higher end version of Slatwall. I think this is something that you do that's custom work and that you just want an outcome that's superior to what Slatwall look and feel will give you. And I think that's what you need to do. When installing this, the process of putting this together requires a lot of different variables. Like I said, it has to be leveled off correctly on the bottom. It has to be chalk lined correctly. The wall has to be level. Any variance on this wall, because these are individual pieces, and this insert will not sit in place. So as much as great as this looks, I want to reiterate the expertise that's required to do it. When it's done correctly, it looks great. If not done correctly, you're wasting time and money. You're not getting the outcome you wanted. Fortunately for us, we have a little bit of that expertise with us, so we're able to do it. And I think we're happy so far with the outcome. The only part of this that I'm not 100% sure about, or 100% ready to say that this is going to be perfect for us. The only part of this that I'm not 100% certain of right now is the load capacity per insert. Now, I'm pretty confident that the glue that we use to hold this onto the wall is going to support the load because it's a chemical bond, right? But I'm not 100% certain, I'm not 100% confident on whether or not we're gonna screw these inserts onto the wall. For now, I'm seeing that we're not going to because I feel like it's pretty strong, but that may change. That may change if I start to see a little bit of a give or a little bit of sag in certain areas. So this is the look. This is the milled board.
It's about, we gotta get same.
And that is the outcome.
Look on the back wall.
Very cool.
It's 2 less than there.
Very cool. Once you've been able to mill out all these boards, get the stock here, get the lumber here, mill them, then you can go about cutting and installing them. Now when you cut and install them, that process is not easy. That process takes a little bit of time and skill, more than a little. Right now we're in the process of installing the top level of boards. He's cutting them, he's miter cutting them, and he's installing them right up on that wall. So in between every one of these boards is gonna sit about I think it's 1.5 inches of metal insert, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of metal insert. So right now that's what's going on right there. Let me take you over there and you can see it. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Stay up there. Don't move. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll grab it for you, okay? Yeah. So what you're seeing right now is him sit the board in that groove. What sits in that groove is that metal insert. Look how straight that is. A lot of that has to do with the fact that it's milled out correctly. The other part of that is leveling it off. It takes an extreme amount of talent to be able to do that. Cutting the boards and putting them on is the easy part. The hard part is leveling it, making sure the wall is level, making sure that each insert sits correctly down, making sure each piece of wood is correctly milled. This is not really an alternative to Slat Wall. This is like Slat Wall 2.0. If you want to do this because you're expecting it to be an easier, cheaper alternative, forget it. That's not why you do this. You do this because you want something that is an alternative to Slat Wall that's a lot better of a look, a lot better for the environment, and a lot better quality.